皆さん、こんにちは。Otaku Yaji da. O genki desu ka? Hello everyone, this is Otaku Yaji again, and I hope all of you are doing well. And well, I do apologize for the long wait, but once again, I was very busy with work, and I really must take this time to thank all of my patient subscribers who didn't unsubscribe during the long drought of content. I will try. Well, I can't make any guarantees, but at the very least, I'll try to make sure I cough up one or two videos a month. All right. Anyway, what do you think of this new look? Again, I'm using Snapcam to capture my face. All right, and this is the best there is until I find a video capture software that is just as good, if and more importantly, has been cheap or even better, free. All right, but hey, actually, I do like how I look here. I mean, takes away all the wrinkles and imperfections. It's like almost have a makeover here. Well, tell me what you think about how I look inside here. Okay. Anyway, today I want to share with you my little journey, as well as, of course, my custom LED light up of a particular train set. Okay, that is one of my favorites. Anyway, any collector out there, okay, be it any hobby, I'm sure we all have our own unicorns, our own holy grails, black pearls, Pirates of the Caribbean, okay, and these refer to items that are usually just out of reach, be it that they are too expensive, out of print, or a combination of both. Okay, for me, unfortunately, I don't just have one single unicorn. I have a whole herd. Okay, and one of those would be the 215 series computer train, sometimes referred to as a shonen liner. All right, and previously another brand carried it, Micro Ace, and it comes in a 10-card set, and the price was originally quite decent. When Micro Ace released it, it was roughly around 15,000 yen. But unfortunately, it quickly went out of print, and the prices shot up. The last I checked, it exceeded 40,000 yen. Yeah, I know, I tried bidding for it. That was how crazy I was, but thankfully someone outbidded me. All right. So I kind of became like a unreachable item until recently. Tomix released it also. Now, typical of Tomix, a 10-card set, they'll break into 2 boxes. All right, so as to generate more revenue, of course. All right, and of course, I just simply had to get it. And today, I would like to share with you how I got them, and also the lighting up of these 2 sets. Now, this being the basic set, the Kihon set, and this being the add-on set, Zoketsu set. All right, except there's just one problem. Yep, that's it. I got 2 of the basic sets. Now, why did I do that? Well, I'll share that with you in the video. So, shall we get started then? The 215 series is supposed to be a 10-card consist. Okay, and this is the basic set, or in Japanese, you'll call it the Kihon Seto. This is a 4-card consist where the motto is, and you're supposed to get this, which is a Zoketsu set, or the add-on set, 6 cards but no motto inside, so together you have a 10-card set. Now, the price of the Kihon set and the Zoketsu set are pretty similar. Difference maybe around 1,000 yen, which is roughly $13-14 in Singapore dollars. So what did I do? Instead of buying the add-on set, I got another basic set. Now, why did I do that? Well, basically, I have a thing for head-to-head connections, and I thought that it will look cool having 2 4-card consists like this. And on top of that, I get 2 motors, so wunderbar! All I needed to do was to change the couplers in front to TN front connecting couplers. Simple, right? I thought since this is a Tomix train, all I need to do is to get the TN front couplers, swap up the couplers, and that's it. Voila, done! If only things were that simple. Here's the first problem. Okay, instead of 2 holes, you have these bars here. Problem number 2. this is made of solid steel. Well, it's some metal thing which I don't think I can drill through, and definitely I can't glue. So there goes the idea of having front-to-front connections on the motor cars. However, I thought, what happens if I were to use the other front car instead? Right, let's have a look. And wunderbar! This is made of plastic. All I needed to do was to snip off the side parts, okay, drill holes so that it matches here, and voila! I'll be able to do that, wouldn't I? So you see what I did was, okay, the dummy coupler is just basically connected via those slots, so just lift it up. Okay, I trimmed down a test piece. This is already broken, so just to see if the concept works. So don't worry, I didn't use a new one altogether. So all I needed to do was to slot this in, and it's actually quite a good fit. I'm not gonna go through that. Okay, slot it in here. And once I screw it on, you know, things will be great, right? I mean, it's gonna wiggle a little bit right now. I haven't secured it, but if you can see properly, the wheelbase is gonna hit the housing of the DN coupler. So it's a total flop again. So what's the lesson that we've learned today, boys and girls? Don't assume, because it makes an hee-haw out of you and me, and in this case it's definitely me. Well, thankfully I can still you know, salvage. You know, after all, when life throws you lemons, you make lemonades. I have a backup motor. I can use this in my actual tank car consist. So I have one motor in front and one motor at the back, which is quite necessary since my incline is pretty steep. And I also have spare parts, and you know, I could run 2 trains, each of 7 consists, yada yada yada. Yeah, I mean, I'm just consoling myself, but hey, I gotta make the best out of things. Alright, now, so let's move on to a happier topic. I'm gonna light these guys up right now. Here are the things I'll need to light up the train, custom LED lighting. I mean, of course, obviously the LED strips, which I'm not putting this picture because you all know how it looks like. And besides my standard hobby tools, I have got the bridge rectifier here. Alright, these are capacitors, and these are my well, self-coiled springs, which I made from copper wire. Okay, first I'll do an inspection of the layout of the motor car, the front car. Right, so this is the front. Okay, so the lights, I need to put it like this, and it will shine down. Right, so this car, there is no green car marking, which means it's a standard car. The lights will be cool white. This is a 6 strip, which means that if I were to put my bridge rectifier with the 2 legs connecting to the ends, it will be a bit too long. So what I can do is I actually pull it backwards, maybe to somewhere around here. Then it'll sit right smack in the middle. Positive minus side is going to be connected to the LED strip, so I bend it out first. Alright, while these 2 will be attached to springs, which will go into the holes here. Alright, so if the position of my bridge rectifier is here, alright, in order to make sure that okay, let me shift this in a bit more. Alright, okay, to make sure my LED doesn't, you know, overlap anywhere, alright, I'll make it so until it sits like this. Voila. Alright, and to do that, I'm gonna need make some jumpers using standard copper wire. Okay, I just cut off 2 lengths of the springs to, well, roughly this. It looks short, but I'm gonna stretch it. Okay, now that they are roughly similar in length, I'm gonna solder them to the legs of the bridge rectifier. Right now, unfortunately, Singapore's weather, you know, there's a bit of I don't know what, mold corrosion. So what I would normally do is I just scrape away a bit for better contact. Okay, now I slot it in like so. Okay, on both sides. Right, so I actually made a bit of a rig down here, so I could just balance it while I solder. The concept of soldering in this part is to let the solder flow in. Yes, flow inside the holes, and that's it. We wait a bit. Ah, yes. Okay, it is. Okay, so let's solder it. Okay, that's one leg filled. Well, of course, I'm not going to fill it to the brim, just to make sure that there's a good grip between the legs and the spring. Okay, after checking to see that the polarities are matching, so when I invert over, the plus sign will be on top. Okay, I'm going to solder my jumper cables first to the light strip and then to the I solder this in. Oi. Somehow I still haven't gotten used to doing this behind the camera. Okay, so I attach one end in, and then now I do the other side. Okay, to make it better contact, shift it in more. Yeah, that's good contact. Okay, so now I put this here, take my tweezer, now call the wires round and merry-go-round. Okay. So it goes in and out. Ag. C. Okay, like this. And I call it a few times. I mean, you can call it as many times as you want to for good measure, but for me, usually 3 rounds around the mulberry bush is good enough for me. Like so. So he always solders one end, so you know there's a base contact point, makes it much easier. So now I touched and voila, it's done. One end soldered. And now I just do the other end. Yes, I know it's not I mean, for you know those of you who do perfect soldering work, this is sloppy because it's slanted. Yeah, it's good enough for me, I guess. Ow! Ooh, hey, oh, wait. I really can't see that well behind the camera. Okay, final step would be to trim off the excess, like so. Okay, so, I mean, well, it's not done yet. One more step. Okay, final step will be to stick this to the chassis. Now here's the issue. I don't know why, maybe it's Singapore's weather, but the adhesive on this double-sided tape doesn't seem to stick on there for long. But if I were to mount it on a piece of plastic like this and then use double-sided tape on this strip, it will actually hold on better. Okay, for good measure, I've put in some double-sided tape, and these are, you know, the ones that hold spoilers on cars together. Yeah, so this will be, you know, quite durable. So I see where the springs go, and I'm gonna fit them. Okay, this I really have to do off screen because it needs to be precise work. Alright, and this is how it looks like after I've mounted it. It's a pretty good fit. You won't get to see the lights unless you are physically really looking up like that. Alright, so now all I need to do is to attach this to the undercarriage. And here's the result. Going in one direction. Yeah. And the other. If I haven't mentioned already, I have a thing for double-decker trains. So yeah, that's why I love this set. The entire train is a double-decker set, and it's a commuter train, not a Shinkansen. Okay, so this is a standard, main body consists, passenger consists, whatever you call it. Okay, it's opened, and a quick visual inspection tells you that this is not a green car, so cool white once again. Okay, let's look at the connection point. Alright, connection point is at the end. Bridge rectifier. Alright, I need to ask myself, is this more or less in the middle? Or do I want to really push it? And I do it like this. Okay, so let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which means the 4 is the middle. Okay, and for that to be so, I need to do a bit of jumper wires if I want it. If I'm lazy, I could just, you know, the center is just a bit off, so I think I'll just be lazy. So in this case, since it's going to be flush, I'm going to flatten it. Previously, I just left it like this, where there's still some space underneath. But in this case, I'm just going to flatten it with my trusty Tamiya tweezers. Yeah, I don't know why am I doing advertising for Tamiya, but I do love their tools. I mean, the price is decent, and well, it lasts for a long time. So once again, we clean off the contact points by scraping off whatever dirt and whatnot. Okay, and since this is not the motor car, I'm gonna need a longer spring length. Okay, so I'm gonna be a bit more generous. This thing is, I mean, it's cheap to make, but it's not, it's quite painful actually. You get a lot of blisters, so and yada yada yada, whatever. Okay, so yeah, they say artists suffer for their art, right? Nah, I'm not an artist. Okay, so once again, we stretch it a little because we want to have a bit of a give. Wow, that's actually a very long one, but never mind, we'll see what I can do. Okay, here we have it. All right, then next we slot it in. Ow, I forgot to turn off the solder just now. It's bleeding real hot now. Okay, one side in. Don't drop out, please. The other side. Okay, 1 point in. Then next, yes, you solder the rest in. Sorry. Okay. Do it fast, otherwise it's gonna burn. Okay, it's a bit off center, so I'm gonna shift it just a bit. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right, press down to make sure it's flush. Okay, now the other leg. Likewise, press down and solder. Okay, we're done. Now for the capacitor. Once again, one contact point. Hey, I don't want that horn. Oh well, too bad. Okay, make sure it sits flush by pressing down. Done. Power on. Right, so this is how it looks like. Okay, switching the direction of the travel of the train. The lights work too. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and also that you have benefited somehow from my mistake. And if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It will help the channel out greatly and I'll deeply appreciate it. So until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. Mata ne!